And welcome to this week's episode of the Life First Business Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about troubleshooting in your coaching business. So, if you are not getting the results that you're hoping for, you're not signing enough clients at the moment, you want to troubleshoot your business and go through a bit of a process of analyzing where the problems are, where the leaks are, and how you can fix them. So, number one is to establish where you are currently seeing a halt in your business. So, in order to get clients into your coaching business, you need to be bringing new leads into your business, and then you need to be making offers and then making sales, and then you have clients in your business. So, essentially, those are the two things that you need to be doing: bringing in new leads, making offers, and sales. So, first of all, you want to establish, are you bringing in new leads? How are you bringing in new leads? How many new leads are you bringing in? Is that actually happening? Is that process going on in your business? So number one, start there. If the answer to that is yes, then you want to start looking at the sales. Okay, why aren't I making sales? I'm bringing in the new leads. Why am I not converting enough of those people into sales in my business? So start there, look at that and decide, first of all, where's the problem lying? Is it a new leads problem or is it a sales problem? Maybe it's both. If the problem is that you're not bringing enough new leads into your business, then you need to look at whether that is down to the way that your message is coming across. If you're putting out a lot of content, but you're not seeing those new leads coming in, then something's not hitting right with your ideal clients. So there's a problem when it comes to your niche, your positioning, and your message around all of that. So that's where you want to start reviewing and looking at, okay, like, how have I positioned myself? Who is the ideal client I'm talking to? Who's the niche that I'm serving? And what am I telling them I do for them? Like, is that something that there's actually a market for? And are people interested in that? So really digging in there and going over your niche, your message, and how that's coming out in your content. If you feel like you've got those things nailed, but you're still not bringing in leads, then maybe it's a strategy in your content or in the lead generation that you're doing in your business. So where are you trying to find new leads? Are you looking for them in the right place? Are you putting yourself on the right platforms, in the right rooms to find the right people? So go there next and start to explore that and look at your actual strategy of bringing new leads. Is it a consistency problem or is it a volume problem? Are you not putting enough content out there? Are you not showing up in enough places to be bringing in those new leads? So start with the strategy around your messaging, around your niche, around your positioning. If you feel like, yes, you've got that stuff nailed, then move on to diving into that lead acquisition strategy that you've got in place, making sure that you're in the right places, that you're being consistent enough, and that you're putting yourself out there enough to be bringing in those new leads. Then you want to start thinking about sales. So first of all, if you've got people coming into your business as a lead and you're seeing enough, people putting their hands up to show you they're in business. So that's the first thing. And I talked about this last week, is understand when someone goes from being an advocate of your business, eyeballs on your business, to becoming a lead, when they're putting their hand up to say, yes, I'm interested. And that could be engaging with some of your content in a certain way. It could be joining your email list. It could be downloading your lead magnet, signing up for your masterclass, your webinar, or booking a discovery call. There's a different level of how hot that lead is according to which of those moments they're becoming. So if that's happening enough and you feel like there is enough leads coming into your business, but you're still not making the sales, let's look at how many times you're putting that offer in front of those new leads. Are you doing it often enough? How often are you selling? How often are you actually inviting people into your offers, inviting them to spend money with you? For most people, that's not happening nearly enough, and it needs to be happening much more than you think it does. So start there. If you feel like, yes, think of this like a flowchart, you're going through, yes, no, yes, no. If you're still saying, yes, I'm telling people about my offers every day, I'm having discovery calls every week, and I'm still not making sales, then there's a problem in your sales strategy, and you need to look at your offer. Is your offer good enough? Is it ticking the boxes for your clients? Is it, are you overcoming those objections that they've got to your offer? And start digging in there, start looking at your offer. And and understanding where you might need to make some changes in that. And you want to be asking those people that you have gone through your sales process and haven't bought why they didn't, and getting as much intel on that as possible, noting down every single question you get about your offer, every single objection you hear, or every time someone says, I didn't buy because, and making sure you're overcoming that on your sales calls or in your sales process, in your emails, whatever it is. So that's the sort of flow that you want to go through, and you want to start making sure that you're plugging any holes and any leaks all the way through that process, and starting with bringing in those new leads, turning them into sales conversations, and then making those offers, and understanding, where you're halting along that journey, and fixing them through, and understanding how people are going through that whole process. I know it sounds like a lot. I know that it can be really difficult as a solopreneur in your business to look at what's happening there and really be able to clearly troubleshoot and see. But hopefully this methodical process will help you to pinpoint where those issues might lay. But what I would say is working through this with someone else is the best way to do it quickly and to be able to clearly see where there are issues. So if you want to book a troubleshooting session with me, we can do a one-off session to troubleshoot your business together and work out a strategy for you to fix any of those leaks and holes along the way. Send me a DM on Instagram or flick me an email. I'll include my contact details in the show notes, and you can get in touch with me if you want to go through that troubleshooting process together. And we'll get to the bottom of where you've got leaks in your business and make sure that you've got some clear strategy on how to fix those leaks for you. There's nothing better than getting fresh eyes on your business and talking it through with someone who is on the outside looking in, because we can get very tunnel visioned when we're in our own businesses, and having someone else's eyes on it, someone who knows this process and can go through it with you methodically and pick out where the problems might lie. That's going to be your fastest way to then start making changes, strategic tweaks in your business to fix these leaks and make sure you've got that foolproof plan for people to move through that process with you, bringing in new leads, converting those into sales conversations, and then making sales off the back of those. And once you've got that process going, it's just improving and tweaking and refining from there. So this is definitely the most difficult bit of getting your coaching business up and running, is getting that process in place and knowing that it's working. And it's the foundational stuff that you need to make sure that you've got in place before you then start trying to, scale with ads or creating a course. Any of those things need to come later, after you've got these foundational pillars in place and you know how to take a client from a new lead to being a client and then delivering them that amazing coaching experience and having them walk away with a really clear outcome. Once you've got that nailed, you're in the best position to grow and scale your business. And this is what I talk about when I discuss the 3 phases of your coaching business, of being in the launch phase. That's all about getting this strategy nailed, so that then you can go into tactics of growing your business and scaling your business with the confidence that you know what you're doing is going to work. If you're moving ahead with all those other marketing tactics and strategies and advanced techniques before you've got these core pillars in place, you're just pouring water into that leaky bucket. I say this all the time. It's so important to get those foundations in place. But it's probably the hardest bit, it's not easy to do, especially for most new coaches. You haven't got any background in marketing and branding and selling. You've qualified as a coach. You've got all these amazing coaching skills. You're raring to go and get out there and help your clients. But you need to nail the business side of it as well. And that's getting clear on these foundational pillars of how you're positioning yourself, branding yourself, creating a really amazing offer, and knowing how to sell it to people and turn them into clients. So really important, if you're having issues, or if you haven't even got to that point yet where you know where there's issues and you don't want to get to the point where there is issues, then getting really clear on these 4 foundations, which is nailing your niche, mastering your messaging, creating a standout offer, and having an authentic, active selling strategy. If you want to work with me on building those 4 foundations in your business, book a discovery call with me. I'll share that in the show notes as well, and we can chat through what that 4-step process looks like, how I can go through those 4 steps with you. And we do it in a way where you are doing the marketing and selling along with developing those 4 foundational pillars. And you're going through that selling process at the same time as developing those 4 key pillars. It's not like you've got to do this chunk of work and like, right, okay, now I've got to get into marketing and selling. And it's like long and drawn out. I've condensed it all into one program. So your marketing and your selling is running parallel to your development, so that at the end of those 8 weeks, you are in a position to be making sales in your business. And if you're not making sales, you'll know straight away where the problem lies in that, you can go back and troubleshoot and fix the leaks really quickly. Is if something doesn't quite hit the mark, going into a bit of a tailspin and feeling like, oh, what do I do next? Where do I even go from here? Whereas I want to provide you a really clear process of bouncing back if things don't hit first time, to be able to go again really quickly and easily, and take the lessons that you've learned, be able to tweak and not get stuck in this kind of tail spinning void and trying to pick yourself back up to go again, and feeling like that needs to be a really long and drawn out process where you're almost like scrubbing out everything that you've done and going back to square one, which as human beings we have a tendency to do. And instead, I want you to be able to really quickly bounce back and say, okay, I can see exactly where I need to make a few tweaks. Let's go again. So if that all sounds like something that you want to have a chat about and you'd love to know a bit more about the details of how we can work together to get those 4 foundations nailed, I'll share the link to the program in the show notes, and you can go on there, have a look, book a discovery call if you want to have a chat with me about it. Okay, and I'll talk to you again next week.